what you're looking at is not an ordinary Range Rover. This is the first made in India Range Rover, literally. Big announcement today at the first Range Rover house here in Alibag on the Konkan coast. A 40-50 minute boat ride from the city of Mumbai, and a couple of hours away in Pune is where this has come off the first production line. The autobiography that you have seen on Tech Today, first day, first show, is right here. Looks exactly like the one that you've seen, which has been imported completely 20 to 30% cheaper for this particular vehicle. Now, there's also a huge announcement when it comes to electric. Range Rover is going the electric way, but why is this significant? This particular car really marks a huge Make in India push for the brand. That integration with the Tata Group shows. It's coming out of that Pune facility, much more reasonable. This is the first time that a Range Rover will be produced outside of their UK facility. It's not in China, it's not in, well, some other Southeast Asian country, it's not in the US. The company has chosen India to really, well, produce this absolute beast. If you look at, there you go, the classic Range Rover boot opens up over here, and there's bucket loads of space. Iconic because you can place the cushions over here. It looks exactly like what I have seen at the UK headquarters, what we've seen in the imported cars as well. This is the Range Rover, and honestly, a great car to drive. I love to drive it, but people love to be driven in this particular car. The finish is exactly the same. You have the Range Rover headphones over here. Sitting right over here, it feels exactly the same. The finish, the quality, even the smell. It smells identical to what a Range Rover from anywhere, any part of the world is all about. Everything about the Range Rover seems world-class, like it should be. It's an aspirational product, but if this is a very expensive product for you, then there's also the Range Rover Sport. Another very special thing, because this is also manufactured here in India, not so far away from where we are right now. We had the chairman of Tata Sons, N. Chandra, here, and he was checking out the vehicles with us as well. This is absolutely crazy. All the tech that we've always aspired for, with PV Pro as the central infotainment screen out here, the dual tone finish. You have everything from the house of Range Rover here, right in the middle of the Konkan coast. Now, of course, the deliveries of these locally manufactured Range Rovers will begin on the 24th of May. In terms of the full-size Range Rover you saw over there, it's going to be, well, 20-30% cheaper at 2.36 crores. And then, of course, you have another variant which is in petrol, long wheelbase, which will be 2.6 crores. A lot more reasonable and a lot more accessible than the other Range Rovers. But a Range Rover is really, well, a way of life for so many people. Right? What are the cool features in these Range Rovers? Weight sensing. You can actually take these in the water up to a certain depth. The suspension, the air suspension, manages everything for you in these cars. There's a fantastic, and I believe this is, and I honestly can vouch for it being the most effective cabin purification system anywhere on any car. Not a gimmick at all, a complete game changer. PV Pro, all the tech seems to work really well. But the real headline is something we shouldn't miss. The woods for the trees is the fact that Range Rovers are being manufactured here in India. And of course, there's that big push from the Tata Group. The first time that these vehicles will be manufactured anywhere outside of the UK. A testament to our Make in India vision here in the country. And it's interesting because we're here in the midst of Range Rover House, and we've driven these all over the world, you know, off-roading in Champagne vineyards, all over the UK. This is a 1970s classic Range Rover. You have a look at it. Honestly, things have changed so much over the years. You go a few decades ahead, and then we come straight to the autobiography and the Sport. Obviously, this was manufactured at their UK facility many years ago, still going strong and still looking like the classic vintage piece that we've all known it to be. But Range Rover House essentially is a curated experience for a very select few people all over the world, where in some top cities they actually curate an experience like this one, where you have all sorts of luxury and high tech, and really the lifestyle that comes with the Range Rover that is demonstrated here at Range Rover House. Well, you've seen your first look here on Tech Today of the Range Rovers here at Range Rover House, but there's so many more activities for me to go and try out. And honestly, well, enjoy the weekend, hopefully, with some of these experiences. It's a proud moment that this is happening in India, and Range Rover House has come very close to my home city of Mumbai. I hope you've enjoyed the show. I'm your host, Ailawadi, saying until next week, adios.